visitors, the Torrent. hot weather, still a deep. A lot more of your. Robinson. Things to. Vector has to play. But this is going to be offside. Staff for GRFC not too happy about that result. Took their foot off the gas for about. As Vector stays home. Missed touch by the Torrent's going to stay here. Now Vector will jog up and take this one. About 15 or so yards off the end line. This is Trent Vector territory. Last one he took just missed Anthony Bowie at the back post, and Bowie wants that one back. Ruggles wins the second ball. Howell in for this one. Snap header and a goal. Just like that, GRFC off the head of Matt Whalen find themselves 1-0 to the good side just as we pass 11 minutes. And right away, jogs right over to the Grand Army and celebrates with them. Fizikis all the way up the field as well. 70 yards down the field for Fizikis. Definitely a good fitness workout there for him in the back. That captain's Iron Man wants to make sure he knows his guys are proud of him. And good things are happening. That's that problem right there. GRFC with that long throw in. Torrent not winning the first ball. Header gets played back in, and it sort of comes through. And if they don't win the first, you absolutely have to win the second. They're not able to do that. And it finds Whalen's head, and Whalen's able to head snap that in to that far corner past the outstretched hands of Ray. And that's going to give GRFC a 1-0 advantage tonight, which is exactly the game plan that you'd want if you're head coach Lewis Robinson. assist by Reardon. Reardon's the one that sort of pulled the trigger a couple times earlier. But Whalen's the one with the goal. And one of those things the Testaments sort of have so far, we're talking with the coaching staff again from GRFC before the game, 2 games in the NPSL, 0 goals against for GRFC. And that's one of those things that Lewis Robinson was really proud of so far. He's like, you know, in a league like this where you can win or lose on any given day, to not give up any goals in the first 2 matchups, it's exactly what you want. Here he goes, Postlethwaite getting sprung in. Lamberts has to recover and play it out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick for GRFC. McCarron to take the in-swinger. Oh, my Lord. Headed by Postlethwaite. Blocked and saved by, I believe it's Pepe Martinez. Postlethwaite, great snap at her. Martinez had no idea about it and goes sort of off the side of his face. That might have been destined for the near post. It's one of those things, too. You want to be absolutely clinical in the final third. If you get that opportunity, you have to take advantage of it. Barclay on the ball now. Torrent looking to get some foot on the ball again a little bit, keep possession a little bit more, and that's sort of not going to help right there. So he puts him underways, but Bowie gets nutmegged. Patterson up top. Finds Raymonds. Raymond's try to play up. Stoyanovsky. Vector under pressure. Vector is able to turn, uses left foot, and finds Howell. Howell, plenty of experience. We've talked about him before. Ball looking for Martins, picked off by Vanderlaan, sorry. Oakland University product, center back. Ray, long driven ball, trying to find Martins again. Martins runs this one down. Good speed on that side so far, what we've seen between Berea and Martins. Misread by Athiba, but Athiba has to give up the corner right there. Athiba sort of thought it was going to come a little different spot. Misread that ball, and it's going to be your first corner kick for Milwaukee Torrent tonight. Can be a little hard, and that sun sort of setting in the west just a touch. I mean, granted, it's only about 6:17. But still, Fazekas has to look into that. It is going to get worse as the game goes on. In swinging corner. Ruggles wins it, heads the ball directly over the goal. Fazekas just waves his hand because there's no concern there at all. Ball boy down on the far side wanted to make sure he could show Fazekas what he could do with the ball. Ball taken quickly into the feet of a Reardon, who just sort of sat back on top of the 18 there. Sort of dropped back a little bit. Let GRFC keep. Howell picked off right there. This is Raymond's. Recovers well this time, though. It's McCarron. McCarron, long ball, top to Whalen. Whalen against Beek. Beek, that big, tall German center back that we talked about earlier. Naturally a central midfield player a little bit. But the coaching staff for the Torrent basically said he can play wherever he wants. He's just super eager, super energetic here on the field. He can play anywhere. Barclay. Ball whipped down the touchline. Looking for Stoyanovsky. Perea finding some space in the gap. Win it, Vector. Tight pressure there. Does a great job not allowing Stoyanovsky to turn. Reardon to McCarron. For GRFC. It looks like Pepe Martinez is going to be the attacking one, and McCarron or Reardon are going to get to do the dirty work. Good play by Martinez. By Whalen, finds Martinez. Martinez nuffs his touch off almost his plant foot there, and it goes. Martinez just not able to find his footing right there, find the feet of the ball. But the back heel by Whalen to set him free was absolutely brilliant. So we're 18 minutes into this game so far. GRFC leads Milwaukee Torrent in MPSL action by a score of 1-0. Kenroy Howell's strength right there. Raymonds gets picked off. Finds the feet of McCarron. McCarron looking to switch it, and it does. Finds Athiba. Athiba to head it. Bowie finding his own. Tries to juggle it in. Barclay just calmly sort of flails at the ball a little bit. You can see these guys up top not played a ton together too besides training sessions. Not been on the field really with the three forwards like you're seeing right now for GRFC, and just sort of finding that common bond a little bit and just have that sort of relationship that you're looking for. Bowie's attempted cross goes straight out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick as Bowie sits on the touchline or on the end line down there. Beak gives him a little pat on the back or shoulder. Ray with a long goal kick, this time trying to play into Perea, and Athiba decides to sort of try to jump over top of him a little bit. Athiba does win the header, but absolutely not the right choice there to go over the top of him. Free kick, left foot, Ruggles. Just not like a communication right there as the ball's going to be headed out for a corner kick by Postlewaite. Ruggles drove that ball in a little bit too much pace. Looking for number 15, Peter Raymonds. Misjudges it. It's going to be deflected off the head of Postlewaite. And Martin's going to come over here. Take the corner. Definitely no rush here for the Torrent as they trail 1-0 here. Outswinging by Martins. Martins now the right-footed ball. Flooded in danger zone. Over the head. Side foot attempt. Cleared by McCarron. To the feet of Kenroy Howell. Kenroy Howell looking to play in Bowie. Bowie not one to be shy of pace. And Ruggles has to make a foul. Actually, correction. Bowie's going to get called for the foul. And it's going to be a free kick there for the Torrent. Beak, that long driven ball. This time Postlewaite's misjudged it again. But this time he doesn't take it off his head. And he's going to usher this out of bounds for a goal kick. #21st minute. 1-0 GRFC over the Torrent. O'Riordan on the ball again. We can see a lot of situational play here that GRFC are doing with O'Riordan trying to get on top of the ball as much as possible. Missed touch by Athiba. Looks like Bobadilla on that far side. O'Riordan picks it up again. Tries to play through Whalen. It's Whalen and Beak again. Ball doesn't go out of bounds. So Beak finds it again. This time it's a long ball played up again. And that formation and situational stuff you're seeing from the Torrent, just big long balls in, force GRFC to do this stuff where it's that sort of misplayed back pass to Vizikis. But luckily for them, it's sort of out of danger land. Postlewaite, O'Riordan through Athiba now. GRFC attacking four as McCarron and Pepe Martinez sort of rotate a little bit, but Martinez has been the one to stay high for most of this game. As Lammerts calmly takes that ball back to Ray. You can sort of see that Ruggles and O'Riordan sort of play in very similar positions here. We know that the Torrent is playing in a 4-4-2. What you see is Ruggles is the one that comes back all the time. Stoyanovsky calling for the ball up top there as he sits there 1v1 with Vector. Ruggles decides to play Barkley over here and keep possession right away. Torrent trying to get some more movement on the ball. Play a big ball over to the feet of Bobadilla. Sort of a half chance, but turned into a great chance right there. Bobadilla flights the ball in. Look like Stoyanovsky gets a touch to it on the volley. Fizika is going to his right, makes the save. Not able to hold on to it. And sort of thought he was just going to usher that out a little bit or see what happens. And Stoyanovsky comes again and gets a toe poke in there. And it goes over the end line. That's sort of a scary situation for GRFC there. Fizikas, you want no goals against so far, but he gave up 3 on Friday night against the Risers, and he gave up 1 in a friendly earlier too, where he got chipped from about 35 yards. One of those things where you just want to take care of the ball a little bit and keep it a little more simple. Ruggles on the ball a ton so far for the Torrent. I feel like if you're Ruggles, Beek, and Barclay, a whole bunch. And Patterson, the other center midfielder in there, has now dropped a little deeper and let Ruggles get higher a little bit. As Ray goes big and direct again. This time Athebo does read it better. But Stoyanovsky comes in. Comes to land the tackle. Referee just waves him up. Looked like he did get a little piece of McCarron there. This is Whalen on the flank. Whalen mishits that one. And I don't think that was the best of his intentions right there. Looked like Stoyanovsky came in, clipped McCarron after the play, after the ball was gone. Referee just looks at him and tells him to get up a little bit. We're 25 minutes in, and that's sort of energy so far when you've got about 65 minutes left to play. Could be a little chippy here in the later goings of this game. Ball's attempted to keep it in by Raymonds, not able to keep it. Karen puts himself right in Stoyanovsky's way. That switches the point of attack right away to Theba. GRFC definitely more comfortable with the ball on their feet here right now. And you can see right there in the wide shot, that 4-4-2 and that sort of 4-3-3 stretched a little bit. Because realistically, you've seen Pepe Martinez slide higher into that. So when GRFC comes up and attacks, there's 4 coming up on almost 4 backs for the Torrent. Now for 90-plus degree weather day out here, there's a good amount of fans out here at Houseman Field. Only a few clouds in the sky. It might be hot, but we'll take this over snow any given day. This match via Howell. Howell pins his ears back just a touch, brings the ball back in possession. Bowie cheats across the back line. That's Barclay. Tries to backheel it through him. Bowie stays on his feet. Referee brings it back for the clip on his ankles as he wanted to see if he played advantage through Bowie. Bowie not able to keep it as Barclay got slid out. That right flank side. It's a dangerous situation we saw with that in-swinger last time. What Whalen can do is off that throw-in chance. We have tall targets in here. Vector jogging up there. Vector about 6'2", 6'3". McCarron just tries to chip it back over to that back post. Looks like Stoyanovsky wins it. This is O'Riordan off the volley. Not able to let the ball dip enough, and you got to hit that ball on the down bounce. Is a little bit better than that. As Ray just gets the ball from the ball boy and plays that quite simply. A big long ball up again. Looking for Perea. After you watch the Champions League final yesterday and you see any time a goalkeeper picks up the ball like that, now they're going to look around a little bit more because you don't want to turn it into another Karius from Liverpool making that mistake and gifting Real Madrid sort of that first goal in the Champions League game yesterday. On a routine play he's made millions of times. Bowie not able to keep his feet, but it is going to go out of bounds. A throw in, GRFC. Bowie staying on it. Pepe Martinez now in the corner. Cuts the ball back. Finds the feet of Whalen. Whalen miss. Swings on that one. Swings and a miss. And it finds the feet of Raymonds now, who slid all the way across. We're not able to keep that in. Stoyanovsky sat deeper in this one. Tries to keep the ball. This looks like Bobadilla on the side. Bobadilla able to get his foot on it. Not able to keep it in. As Bobadilla ended the attack a little bit more than Paris Martins. I said those two players definitely know a little bit about the soccer around here in West Michigan. Paris Martin played his soccer last year for Muskegon Risers, who GRFC beat on Friday night in the first round of the Milk Cup. And they took the advantage. 2 victories on that, moving on to the semifinals. You'd like to see the Torrent try to keep the ball just a touch more. Move the situation, keep the ball in possession. Let their team breathe a little bit, but you can see the speed that they have up top with Perea and Bobadilla on that far side of how much pace they can get in. As O'Riordan jumps over the challenge by Bobadilla, and now it's 1v1. And O'Riordan and Whalen just not on the same page. Beak, long ball driven up to the top. Postlewaite's going to just shield this one out of bounds again. And Torrent just drop back off again and let GRFC play through. This time it finds the feet of Victor. And on goal kicks, Torrent are just sitting back as deep as possible here, letting GRFC play short and clean. Problem is that allows GRFC to sort of find a rhythm. But the rhythm can be broken as Martins picks up the pass, tries to play it through. Looks like Perea. No way. Perea looks like he was onside at the time of the ball there. At the shoulder of the last defender. Referee puts his flag up, and no matter what you do or what you say, it's going to come back, and it's going to be an indirect free kick, and that looks like the time right now where both teams are going to take that water break. It's a good time for both coaching staffs to sort of break it down a little bit. Head coach Andy Davy for Milwaukee Torrent, not on the bench today. Head coach Lewis Robinson and his coaching staff over there with Remco Bergsman and Steve Herdsman, definitely breaking things down a little bit. You know, when you got a heat index probably about 100, 102 degrees right now on the turf, it's just got to be brutal out there for these guys. And they're not going to sit back and do nothing here. They're going to keep pushing as much as they possibly can. Gives them a couple minutes to add some stoppage time in here at the end of the first half as well. You can see some chances so far for the Milwaukee Torrent. You know, they're going to break that down a little bit. They play that 4-4-2. They're going to sit back defensively and look to try to jailbreak through Stoyanovsky or Perea, and even allowing Bobadilla to overlap as well. Because you got Paris Martins and Bobadilla on that left side, and you put Perea over there as well. It allows you to sort of unweight the back line for GRFC. And I don't know if, with the physical play of how Postlewaite and Vector and Vanderlaan and Atheba are doing back there, are they going to be able to keep up with pace? Because I think we saw earlier with Perea be able to run right past him once. That's that situation where you don't want that thing to happen. Try to figure out the clock here to make sure everything's all set up for the restart here with the officials. It's going to restart with an indirect free kick for GRFC. As we're just waiting for Stoyanovsky to come back on the field. Looks like Perea and Stoyanovsky have switched a little bit. Stoyanovsky started on the right side of that two-target forward positioning. Howell comes back in a little tighter. Tells Postlewaite to get higher. Postlewaite chips the ball through to Howell. Howell finds himself open. Looks for Whalen. Brings the ball back to his own foot. Drops it back in. That's Pepe Martinez. And just gets underneath that one and hits off the football up right here at Houseman Field. And great vision by Postlewaite and great run by Howell. Howell sort of came back into the midfield, checked across a little bit, and spun out of it. And was on the same page with Caleb Postlewaite there. And Postlewaite puts him in pretty well. And that's that chance where you've got to get a little bit more assertive and a little bit cleaner there. Those chances gone waiting aren't going to help GRFC today as much. Sounds like when they played last time in Milwaukee, GRFC with 3 or 4 chances, weren't able to keep it, didn't score, didn't finish, and that game goes to a 0-0 game as McCarran was clipped there and restarts play quickly. Pepe Martinez to Whalen. Whalen sort of flicks it over top to Bowie. Looks like Martin's on Bowie now as Bobadillas a little higher. And the Torrent just letting GRFC sort of keep possession there in that middle third of the field. Zathiba flights a ball in long. Ray, no problem. Fingertip save, looking for the head of Postlewaite at the back post. Most times we've seen Ray here do this. He tries to drive it far forward, and he does. No spin on this one. Try to send Stoyanowski in this time. Ball's touched in by Vanderlaan back to Fizikis as Whalen tries to post up there. Fighting with Barclay. Flicks it in. O'Riordan. Howell. Howell's not finding the ball too well. Ruggles has to recover as well. You know, we know that Howell has got such experience so far. Played in the USL with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Scored a goal in the CONCACAF Champions League against an MLS side. You're sort of waiting for him to just turn the world on fire at least once or twice and not able to do it so far. Vector brilliantly plays in there. Puts himself between him and Perea and watches Perea just usher that ball out of bounds. This is Bobadilla. Looks like Bobadilla and Paris Martins have sort of switched. Bobadilla comes inside to his right foot. Tattoos it off of Vanderlaan. Howell tracks back enough to find this one. Pepe Martinez just has enough of that. Hits it off of Ruggles, and it's going to be a throw-in for GRFC. Ruggles not too happy with that decision. Howell a little lackadaisical there. Torrent able to win it. Ruggles holds the ball well there as he's under pressure by Martinez. Now he looks to switch it. Perea finds himself on the far side of the field. This time he is offsides. That's actually not Perea, sorry. That's Bobadilla who slid up there in attack on that left side. When you have those two center forwards, basically Stoyanovsky and Perea holding down the two center backs and even the defensive center midfielder in O'Riordan, you look to find those gaps into Raymonds and Bobadilla now. And those passes are just not where they need to be so far, or the run is just a little late or early in that situation. Torrent definitely have chances to get in with their pace. As Postlewaite plays another ball up to Howell. Howell to Barclay. Howell brings it back in. Howell clipped in the back of his legs as he's trying to shoot it. And McCarran just not on the same page. Sorry, Pepe Martinez it looks like, isn't it? Yeah, it's Pepe Martinez. Not on the right page. Howell gets in there, just not able to find his feet again. We had a couple 3 or 4 chances here for GRFC to sort of put this game to bed pretty early and not able to do it. Good tackle by Vanderlaan. Going to be out of bounds for a throw-in over here. Good contact foul right there between Perea and Whalen. And Perea just not happy with what's going on. Tons of energy coming in. Stoyanovsky into Vanderlaan. Howell just plays negative to keep it. We play all the way back to Vizikis. And that's one of those things, if it gets chippy, it gets a little bit of energy, you just got to do a better job of keeping the ball moving. As long as you have the ball and it's clean, the advantage is definitely in your feet. Howell again. Just playing to keep it into the feet of Vector. O'Riordan looks into the feet of Howell. Howell this time brings it down. Plays over to Whalen this time. Not able to keep it in there. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick as it goes out the feet of Martins. As Martins are recovered. And it was one of those things where Martins was thinking about shielding but makes a bad decision. Gets a touch on it. And it's going to be a chance here for GRFC. Looks like it's confusion if it's a throw-in or a corner. Referee did signal for a corner, so Kenroy Howell is going to make his way over there. As we just go into the 37th minute here. Houseman Field, GRFC still ahead of the Milwaukee Torrent by a score of 1-0. Howell with absolutely zero urgency to get over and take this corner kick. Left-footed in-swinger. Howell comes in to take it. Near post ball. Just past the head of Kowalsaway again. O'Riordan this time. Tries to hit it off the volley. Coming back to him. Rolling to him. Whalen trying to get a touch to it. Does, but not a good enough one. You've seen O'Riordan sort of try to tee up some shots so far from long range in this first half. Well, Reardon's Irish. He looks like a lot like Paul Scholes and what he used to do. There's Athiba, and it looks like Perea sort of collided there on that header. Athiba won it. Perea looks like he got the worst end of that one. Referee helps out Perea. Both center backs going to get a quick drink while this restart happens. Reardon McCarron, that double pass is one of those things where it just clears up some space. As Martinez gets called for a tick foul on the back leg of what I think was Patterson. Reardon sits a little bit higher. Into Martins now on that far side. Martins looking to hit a big crossfield ball. Tries to fight Stoyanovsky. He's not able to do it. Does fight Athena Perea, who got up real quick after that last one. Perea trying to come in on it. Tries to turn on it and keep it. This is Raymond's now in the attack. Postaway comes down to close him down. Raymond's looks to keep it and is able to pretty well. As Perea finds a big ball at the far post. Bobadilla. Header goes just wide. And what a chance there for Milwaukee Torrent to even up this scoreline. As that ball gets played back negative into the feet of Perea, who slid across and has just plenty of time to line up across there to hit the back post. And Bobadilla sneaks in behind what it looks like Kenroy Howell or Jordan Athiba. And does get good contact on the ball, just not able to put it back on frame. That's another one of those chances that go waiting for the Milwaukee Torrent. Torrent drop back in again. Let GRFC just possess the ball across their back line without much pressure at all. Not willing to expend any energy. And it could be one of the things that they're trying to do too, is don't expend as much energy as they can. Wait till the second half. Try to rest it as much as you possibly can in this weather because it is hot. As Bowie gets turned in, Bowie dribbling crossfield across the ball. Tries to turn back to play it in. Goes on the feet of Beek. So far, O'Riordan all over the field today. You see O'Riordan and McCarron all over. Thiba sidesteps Bobadilla. Bobadilla just clips him a little bit. It's going to bring him down. It's going to be a free kick on that far side. And like I said, you're not seeing much urgency on about anything here. Both teams sort of walk into everything, every free kick, taking their time and resting. McCarron's going to line this one up. About 22 yards from the end line, outside the corner of the 18. Going to swing across the back. You got Vector on the back post. Whalen back there as well. Just past the head of Vector. Referee's flag goes up, though. It's going to call an offsides there. Not much missing on that. Just a little bit of timing issues, but Vector gets in clean as Ray tries to restart quick over the head of Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite flicks it on now. Finds Vanderlaan. Perea tight pressure under here as much as possible. Postlethwaite just heads it back to Fizikis. Definite frustration there from Perea as he's expending a lot of energy here. Not able to get much of a reward so far. Torrent just letting them down, let them come back through as far as they want. And they have a high line of confrontation. They're going to let them possess and not really confront the play until it gets more close to midfield. Pepe Martinez comes back on the ball, finds Postlethwaite. Postlethwaite all across to Vanderlaan now. Like I said before, the Torrent just trying to stay organized as much as possible. That's what we were talking with that coaching staff before the game. Is just being disciplined and encouraging what they're doing. And they change their shape up, and they want to just get a rhythm going and some spacing going so far. And you can see glimpses of that stuff. They want to have patience in that shape, patience in how they do things, because they're starting to find more and more of a rhythm. You can see the Torrent coming in. You can see how they scored 5 goals on FC Indiana on Friday night. Granted, we know that FC Indiana probably has the least or the lowest record in the MPSL in the Great Lakes Division. Another contact foul, the referee waves off. As Lambert's back in, haven't said his name in a while. Barclay, big crossfield ball, great touch by Martins down there. Martins looks to bring it up, looks to play Perea, and Perea is onside on this one. Perea back with Vanderlaan. Fizikis comes out, and Perea just buries it to the far side. That's that speed we saw with Perea earlier. Perea gets played in this time. The run was right. The bend was fine. The ball from Martins is brilliant and finds his feet there. And Vanderlaan not playing it tight as he should have. And Fizikis gets beat to that far side netting. What a class finish by Perea there for sure. You saw that speed and what he could do in there. And that's one of those situations where you take that little quick break and that little quick transition off and switch off just a second, and it puts a speedy forward with your center backs without any support or balance or cover behind them, and that happens. And just like that, in the 43rd minute of this first half, we're all tied up at 1-1. And that's really the second probably really good opportunity for the Milwaukee Torrent. GRFC's had probably 4 or 5 really class, clean opportunities and not able to take advantage of that. And by not taking advantage of it, it's going to break you down a little bit. Zathiba's on the ball on the far side. Grand Army starting to wake up just a little bit more. Bowie and Athiba sort of on different pages there. Bowie thought Athiba was going to get it, and Athiba thought Bowie was going to get it. And what happens is Stoyanovsky comes out with it. But McCarron picks this one off. Plays to the fade of Whalen. Man got clipped a little bit. Keeps possession, no problem. A lot of physical contact going on here so far. Referee letting him play. GRFC player down on the field. On the far side, it looks like Matt Whalen on the far side. On the ground. A lot of physical situations here. Referees are sort of letting the game go on. One of those things, too, where if you keep letting stuff go like this and not calling it tight enough, you could see some situations get out of hand a little bit. Definitely, I think there's 2 or 3 chances here where GRFC probably got called and awarded a free kick, just like I think earlier the Milwaukee Torrent player was on sides at the time of the run. But like we said, there's nothing you can do about it during the play. It's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time after this. 45 minutes in the first half. We got about 30 seconds till stoppage time's hit. Whalen and Peak generally finding each other to not be the best of friends today. Whalen wants to come back on the field. Finally gets knotted onto it. Pereira's now in the ball. Patterson. Martins this time, rather than going forward to Pereira, finds the feet of Ruggles on the deep side of the switch. Keep possession, keep the team moving. Torrent finding a little bit of energy too. That goal going into the halftime is going to be a little bit of a motivator for them. This time Ruggles tries to play it over the top. Vanderline has to win it. Fazikis tries to go get it, not able to do it. It's going to be a corner kick here for the Torrent as we have entered stoppage time here. Score 1-1. To the beer can or drink can mascots on the far side of the field lining up for halftime activities. Definitely not the day to be one of those things. Paris Martins is the one that's going to take this free kick, or corner kick, sorry. Look for the head of Beak on the far post right now as Martins looks it in there. Fazekas tries to do it, gets clipped by Stoyanovsky, it looks like. And just like that, our center referee is going to call for halftime. So after 45 minutes of soccer action, sort of end-to-end a little bit, GRFC more opportunities, but even though those more opportunities are there, the result is the same right now as we go into halftime. GRFC 1, Milwaukee Torrent 1. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Welcome back for the second half of this MPSL matchup from Houseman Field, where the Milwaukee Torrent and GRFC are in a 1-1 deadlock here with 45 minutes left to play on this really super sunny, warm day here at Houseman Field. Once again, Justin Hunton here alongside with you for 45 more minutes of soccer action and then extra time at the end. Doesn't look like any changes here at the half for either team, but you will see some for sure coming up. Both coaching staffs going to make some changes to hopefully probably get a little more life in the legs of these players, as it's excruciatingly hot on this turf. These players haven't played in this conditions yet, so it's a little bit of a beat down for your system. Just checking and scanning the field here real quick to make sure there isn't any changes. So far, everything looks exactly the same. We're just waiting for Isaac Perea to come onto the pitch for the Torrent. A little bit late coming out of the locker room. Jogging onto the field now, but then Fizikis as well has to jog down to that far goal. GRFC in the white uniforms going left to right. Milwaukee Torrent in the blue going right to left. Sun in the second half going to be in the eyes of number 32, Augustin Ray, the goalkeeper from Milwaukee Torrent. Before we start this second half, Captain Noah Fizikis is bringing his team in together to a huddle real quick. Give the last little parting words in here and make sure the team is on the same page for 45 more minutes of soccer. Analysis on the first half. I think Milwaukee Torrent did exactly what they needed to do to be in this situation. GRFC, chances gone waiting. 4 or 5 quality opportunities to add to that scoreline, are not able to do that. Milwaukee Torrent sits back, lets GRFC possesses, waits for them to make that sort of mistake in crucial situation, and that big long ball forward by Paris Martins into the feet of Perea, as Perea beat Vanderlaan for that goal to the side netting of Fizikis. We're 1-1 here. Whalen with that first header for GRFC, of course, off the assist of O'Riordan. Look for GRFC to come in with a little more flavor and a little more fight in this one as O'Riordan comes to the ball. Plays into the feet of Whalen. Flag goes right up, right away here. Contentious call there to start the second half, just like it was for the Torrent player in the first. Referees don't change sides. The assistant on this near side is the same one that called that one on the Torrent. So consistency is the biggest thing. At least the players know what's going to happen. Ray's going to take this one. So far, Ray's been directed long on almost every one of these opportunities. So the ball falls up short in the wind a little bit, and Athiba wins that header. This time not going through Bobadilla. And it's the only sort of tactical change that the Torrent did in the first half was switching Martins and Bobadilla. Martin started at left on the ball and Bobadilla at left back. Those two have sort of come into each other's spaces a little bit. Ruggles dances on the ball on the far side. Goes all the way back to Ray. Ray to Barclay. Barclay looking over the top, trying to find Stoyanovsky. Fector just has to play that one out of bounds. Ruggles with a long throw. Tells Lamberts to leave it. He just switches across to Patterson. Ruggles back on the ball. Left-footed player. Tries to flick that ball in. Postaway takes it off the chest. If he wouldn't have, Perea was by himself in the middle of the box. Theba wins that header. Kenray Howell sort of lackadaisical on the ball a little bit earlier. Definitely can change the game with his pace and his technical abilities. Definitely no shortage of talent on the field for GRFC this year. Very competitive squad, top to bottom. In years past, there might have been 15 to 16 consistently high quality players. They compete against each other. And now I think there's about 22 to 25 players at any given time. I'd like to see players put a little more of a stamp on it and say it's my position and I'm playing every minute of every game. Right now, head coach Robinson rotating a lot more players through the system. A lot of players, a lot of experience. Big crossfield ball to Lammerts. Under pressure by Bowie, who's recovering and tracking. Lammerts and Barclay just sort of playing keep away over there with Ruggles every once in a while. Ruggles all over the field so far for Milwaukee Torrent. He's in the back line. He's up in the attacking third a little bit. Touchline to touchline, though. Good work by that midfielder right there. Head coach for the Torrent, Andy Davi, said before the game when I was talking to him in the press box that it's going to be sort of flat across the midfield, but it looks like Ruggles sort of sits in that defensive role, in that traditional number 6 role, a lot more than sitting flat. Patterson to Lammerts. Lammerts now into Raymonds. Reardon now. Look for GRFC to try to get some possession. Not able to find it so far. 4 minutes played in the second half, and GRFC is not able to find much possession, as it looks like the aspect for the Torrent keep it a little bit more than they are. Misplayed situation by Bowie to Whalen. Beak at the feet of Ruggles. Now Ruggles drops back again into that back line. At times when you have Ruggles in there, it lets Lammerts get higher up the field, and even Martin's up the field more. Sort of very similar to the back line that GRFC plays. As Barclay and Ruggles almost take each other out. Bobadilla, the Holland product. Big long ball up top. Fazekas, not much pressure on it. Picks it back up. Thought about a quick restart, and now does. That sort of half throw into Atheba, but Atheba's able to win it, and Vanderland's able to keep it. Vanderland looking for Bowie across the back line now. Bowie in now, over the head of Barclay, sorry. Bowie in there, into the feet of Whalen. Whalen back to Barclay, or back to Bowie, sorry. So Beak now. Little combination play right there between the two players of Bowie and Whalen. Two of the front runners as Howell sort of sat back a little bit, just not able to keep it. Howell's only one little glimpse away from making a difference in this system. Vanderlung calmly back to Fazekas. Ball misplayed over the head of Bowie. Lammerts to the throw. Ruggles comes to check. Thought for a second Ruggles was going to take that one off of Lammerts, but Lammerts just throws into the feet of Ruggles. Ruggles off of Martinez. Martinez is the one with the interesting story we've talked about numerous times so far on the air, but I think it's one of the ones that everybody should know. So if you're from Milwaukee, listen to this one. Pepe Martinez Bertrand, a foreign exchange student his senior year in high school, comes over into the Illinois area, plays varsity soccer, tons of accolades, tons of success, goes back home, gets recruited by Western Michigan, and now he's playing Division I soccer for one of the better soccer programs in the nation right now. Fazekas a little slow there as that ball's deflected. Pereira's speed in this time. Howell a little bit lazy coming back to that one from Atheba. GRFC doing a lot of the ball chasing here right now with the Torrent in possession. Good pick by O'Riordan. Reardon looking up there. Whalen onside. Had to bend his run back on. Whalen tries to head over, stop to Barclay himself. Whalen fights through this challenge and fights through Barclay. It's going to be a free kick here. Barclay giving the referee an earful for sure. But it is just going to be a free kick. Actually looks like it's going to be a goal kick in favor of the Torrent. Ray once again driven up the field to Perea. Atheba wins this one again. McCarron gets clipped from behind on Stoyanovsky. Seen a lot of those things happen so far in the first half. A little bit of ticks after the play. Players getting ankles clipped, back of the heels, things like that. While they don't look like they're too dangerous and too harsh, they do sort of add up, and it just makes you think about taking that extra touch. Good ball by Vanderlaan to Athiba. Athiba trying to put his head down a little bit and try to run in. Plays into Pepe Martinez. Martinez dispossessed there real quick. Calm play by Ruggles. Ruggles, this captain for the Milwaukee Torrent. Darrell O'Riordan. And it looks like Perea there having words a little bit. Tension starting to boil a little bit tighter there. Perea thought it was a foul for him. O'Riordan thought it was there. And then Perea just sort of fronted the ball and faced the ball as fast as possible, not letting GRFC play out. And O'Riordan making sure that Perea knows exactly how he feels about it. O'Riordan, one of the 2 Irish products on the field today for GRFC. Snap header attempt there. Kenroy Howell. A great ball in this time. McCarron with the free kick. 40 yards from goal. Kenroy Howell pops across the back shoulder and heads the ball to that far side netting past the outstretched arms of Ray. Not much Ray could do there, but a good situation there as GRFC able to attack and break on that offsides line as fast as possible. And the reward finally comes 9 minutes into the second half to put GRFC up 2-1. You know, that's one of those things where GRFC has the chance, able to make it count. There's many more chances we had earlier in the game that were better than that, and GRFC wasn't able to take advantage. That sort of half chance comes out, but Howell makes them pay. Kenroy Howell, we talk about him. Jamaican player up here, playing and living in Grand Rapids right now for GRFC. Stadium announcer definitely excited there as Kenroy Howell gets it. So it's Jack McCarron, not Jake McCarron, sorry. Now let's see how GRFC answers playing with the lead again. The last time they sort of took their foot off the gas a little bit, took a couple mental breaks in there. Milwaukee Torrent able to get back into it. If you can see on the left side of the screen, Milwaukee Torrent sitting with 5 attackers in there, so you know that long ball is going to come in. This ball's played in, it's Raymond's. Vector just shepherds that out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in here. Vector, the long throw specialist, leaves it to Postal Weight. Postal Weight, no slouch himself. Plays it into Whalen. Whalen not able to hold the ball. He's under tight pressure from Barclay. But the Torrent not able to keep possession there. Grand Army in full voice right now, trying to push their guys on. 35 more minutes to go or so in this second half. O'Riordan into the feet of Howell. Howell's able to turn. Ruggles trying to recover. Howell technically pretty gifted as a player, able to keep it no problem. Not on the same page as Bowie checked his run. Looked like McCarron. Sorry, Pepe Martinez plays him over the top. Just not on the same page. How many people warming up for the Milwaukee Torrent? Few players warming up for GRFC. One of the players we're looking forward to see in the second half, Derek Sutton, junior midfielder plays for Butler University, Division I school, about 4.5 hours south of here, Indianapolis. My guess I would place one of the 3, of course, in there with Pepe Martinez Bertrand. Long ball played by Ruggles up to the head of Stoyanovsky. Read this time by Vector. Vector again wins the second ball too. If you're not going to win the first, win the second. And Vector wins both of them. McCarron gets tossed to the ground by Stoyanovsky. Referee lets this one play again. Finds the feet of Bobadilla. Bobadilla and Stoyanovsky running into each other. And then McCarron's able to play it up to Howell. Kenroy Howell puts his head down a little bit. Technical player gifted 1v1 versus Beak. Takes a touch in past him. Gets inside. A little bit heavy touch. Able to get it through. Not able to keep it in goal though. Recovery from Barclays to save that one as Bowie got in there too. Look at the heavy touch once Kenroy Howell took it past Beak, sorry. A little bit of a heavy touch, but then able to get a touch on it now. But Ray just enough on it to slow it down and allows Barclays to recover and clear the ball. And it does go out for a corner kick for GRFC, and looks like Howell's day is about over as he signaled to the bench with the twisting of the pointer fingers that he needs a substitution, and he's on the field right now, sitting down. as our first batch of shade comes over the field a little bit and the temperature drops about 5 degrees. So Kenroy Howell, that forward and attack player here. Definitely no shortage of options here for GRFC to bring on. Yeah, number 35, Jalen Rodriguez, speedy 19-year-old from Ionia. Looks like he's the one that's going to come into the foray. He's the one checking in with the fourth official and the assistant referee on the far side. The players are using this chance to get a lot of drinks and gets a lot of water, as now the trainer finally gets on the field. If that spells the end of Kenroy Howell's day, 2 clear chances there, a couple good, really good chances in the first half. But the one thing you're going to see the most of is that header goal that he puts past to the outstretched arms of Ray to the far post. It is Jalen Rodriguez. Pennies off. Kenroy Howell walks off the field. And Jalen Rodriguez jogs on. Jalen Rodriguez, Ionia High School product, not a collegiate player. He does some manual labor and some laboring for his career right now. Fantastic athlete, quick and pacey. If you follow English Premiership soccer, right to him, sort of like a same version of Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy played a lot of soccer in lower divisions, manual labor at times, kept on fighting through, and eventually got his break, and ends up winning the Premier League trophy with Leicester City. Gets on the field for England on a regular basis. McCarry, the big ball to the far side. Rodriguez's header, first touch on the ball, caught by Ray. Just like you can see Ruggles and pick him out of the crowd, no problem with his dreadlocks. Jalen Rodriguez, that sort of blonde ponytail on the top of his head, sticks out pretty well as well. Stoyanovsky, Vanderlung makes a misplay. Here's Perea 1v1 now. Vector recovers. Vector, great job coming in there. Shepherds it out of bounds off of Perea's feet, and it's going to be a goal kick for GRFC. But Vanderlung went to ground there, and Stoyanovsky took a touch past him. And he played in Perea. You thought Perea was getting the best of that one, but what a great recovery run by the Calvin College player. Calvin College, just about 5.5, 7 miles north of here. East of here. Recovers well, puts it under pressure. And able to not even just give up a corner kick in it, that he gets a goal kick out of the situation. Great tactical decision, technical player, and a great recovery rate. Missed opportunity from Whalen. Rodriguez, here's the speedy Rodriguez. Beak able to pick that one off. Take Rodriguez a second to get some touches in there. Big touch by Beak again. Stoyanovsky and Athiba. Athiba takes his touch past it. Stoyanovsky gets the best of this one. And he gets the best of McCarron too. Now it's Bobadilla. Bobadilla 1v1. Vanderlaan on the far side. Beats him to the left. Vanderlaan, great recovery tackle. He wins the ball up the field, no problem. Look for Rodriguez. You need Rodriguez to keep the ball there a little bit more than he did. Here's where the pacey Rodriguez comes in. Under Paris Martins. Rodriguez sort of tosses him to the ground. Rodriguez sort of took his eye off the ball for a split second there. And let Martins come in. Martins still sitting on the ground, getting on his feet slowly. But Badia now flights that ball into the hands of Fazekas. Fazekas way off his line there. Caught that about the penalty spot. Reading the danger of the situation. Realizing that Bobadilla probably wasn't going to be able to put a strike on frame. But Fazekas catches that no problem, plays out postal weight. Well, Reardon, the defensive center midfielder, starting to pull some more strings here in the second half they did in the first. Got on the ball a ton, especially in the defensive third. Not on the same page with his fellow countryman Whalen. However, this is what can happen now. Pepe Martinez, it looks like, fights through it a little bit. Barclay comes in. Rodriguez, fast, fleet of foot. Gets back in. Martinez looking for Whalen up top, not able to find him. Missed touch this time by Vector. Frees up Perea. Perea's feet moving quickly. Gets Vector to move his feet more. Comes across the body. Fazekas, big hand palm save. Big save by Fazekas. The big Texan in the back makes a great save with his left big paw out there as Perea sort of got himself into a great situation. McCarron now to Athiba. Athiba finding acres of space, and this game looks like it's opening up a little bit more in the final 30. Ball's played over the top by Athiba. Rodriguez, assistant referee, points to the far side that was kept on. This is Beak. Rodriguez McCarron not getting up in the attack like Rodriguez thought a little bit. Ruggles, little scissors move, frees up some space now, and he's out the other way, and this is Raymonds. He looks to play on the far side. Outside of his left foot bend. Raymonds gets behind postal weight. Finds Fazekas back out there again. Fazekas big hand this time. This time it goes up for a corner kick. 2 big saves back-to-back from Noah Fazekas. And it looks like Perea gets in one time and Raymonds gets in the next time. But Fazekas stands his ground big and strong and makes 2 big saves. So Rodriguez came in for Kenroy Howell. And it looks like this could be the end of McCarron's day. So Jack McCarron, number 15 for GRFC, got a good run in here. Played about 63 minutes of soccer. So he gets a pat on the back and a handshake from the head coach, Lewis Robinson, as he gets off the field. And there it is. It is Sutton coming in. So it's Sutton from McCarron. We heard from head coach Lewis Robinson that Sutton was going to be the one that comes in. Just got with the team a little bit. Hasn't been around a long time so far this season. But that junior from Butler University gets some minutes here at Houseman Field. And his first play is coming here and defend a corner. Postlethwaite takes it off the head now. Rodriguez acres of space. 2 players for the Torrent coming in. Rodriguez picks his head up. Thought about hitting it long. Not able to do it. Takes his touch in this time. Fought off the ground by Barclays. Barclays just puts himself in between it. Referee shakes his hand. No foul. Nothing going on. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Torrent. Good recovery run there from Barclay. You saw exactly what he did, exactly what Trent Vector did earlier. Got himself back as fast as possible and put himself between the man and the ball and tried to lean in as hard as he could with his shoulder, enough to knock Jalen Rodriguez off his feet. And this time, Atheba missed challenge. Vanderlaan missed challenge. Perea still in. Postlethwaite back behind Fazekas to clean that up. So that Fazekas caught him 1 or 2 minds right there, whether to come or go, and sort of came late there. Perea sort of cuts the ball with his left foot, trying to hope it roll in the back of the net. But good recovery from Postlethwaite, former Butler University player. Playing at left back, comes in and cleans that one up. It's going to be a corner kick this time, taken by Bobadilla, sorry. So right-footed in-swinger. Ruggles is up, Beek is up. Beek, the big German, definitely one of your targets. Ball hit back to the back post. Ruggles jumps over. Vector, looks like it goes off of Vector. It looks like that, according to the officials. It's just going to be a corner on the other side. Right-footed corner, outswinger. Beek still the target. Ruggles still up there. Both those guys in the back post, looking for options. Atheba and Vector marking them respectively. Header flicked into Postlethwaite. It's going to go off of him. 3rd corner in quick succession here. You want to see GRFC sort of get a clearance on this ball here. Get away from that situation with the Torrent. Just keep pummeling corners at him, because eventually something's not going to bounce your way. This time hit in the back post. Ruggles goes up. Beek goes up. Beek wins the header over the end line finally, and GRFC can take a little bit of a break and rest, catch their breath a little bit. Fazekas doesn't even wait for the ball boy. He just sort of jogs out behind the goal and grabs it in the zone. 67th minute here from Houseman Field, MPSL action. Milwaukee Torrent 1 goal. Off the feet of Perea in the first half. GRFC 2 goals tonight. First goal coming off the head of Matt Whalen. Second goal coming off the head of Kenroy Howell. So 2 headers for GRFC. Milwaukee Torrent still showing some signs of life for sure. Look for them to get even more. McCarron and Ruggles. Ruggles just takes McCarron out of the way. Or not McCarron, sorry. So Pepe Martinez. And then Ruggles sort of has some words to say to the official, and now fronts the free kick up here now. Plays the ball big time negative. And this is Sutton on the ball, it looks like. Another GRFC player on the touchline over there, getting ready to check into the game. Looks like Nick Gronwald. Long-time defensive stalwart here. Athiba into Sutton. Sutton 1v1, gets inside, fights through. Good play by Bobadilla right there. Now Stoyanovsky quick in transition. GRFC numbers back to defend. Stoyanovsky does no problems, puts his head down. Vanderlaan swings and misses again. Stoyanovsky's feet dancing. Rodriguez bites in, wins the ball. Stoyanovsky grabs his ankle. Referee says nothing. There's a late challenge right there on Bobadilla. Or from Bobadilla, sorry. Bobadilla's going to be the first yellow card of the match. And Captain Ruggles has some stuff to say to the center referee. That late tackle by Bobadilla on Vector. And you've seen some pretty key mistakes come from Jake Vanderlaan in the back. 2 big chances on Stoyanovsky both times, swings and misses. And it gets a lot of chaos coming at him. Looks like Athiba's coming out of the game, and it looks like Nick Groenewald's going to come in. So Athiba's checking out after 68 and a half or so minutes. And into the game, number 5, Nick Groenewald. Another Calvin product. Talked about him before, too. Took a year, played for the GRFC 2 years ago. Last year, he played professionally in Australia for the year. Let's see if this brings out a tactical change or if Groenewald's just going to stay at outside back. He plays at outside back and center back for the boys in blue. Nick Groenewald coming in. Looks like it is going to go right. A 1-for-1 change. Groenewald's going to come right to that right back situation. And Vanderlaan's going to get him a touch right away. Plays right back negative, and now it's forward. Groenewald, a big, strong target. Fights that ball in. Barclay's going to win this one. Sort of heads it up a little bit. Now Beak. Martin sort of brings it down now. Into Bobadilla. Bobadilla sitting on the yellow card he just got on that tackle from Vector. Sutton recovers. Plays through in Patterson. Some changes coming in here for Milwaukee Torrent. Looks like Patterson's going to check out, so it's the night for Patterson. And it looks like Perea as well. Perea, that speedy player up there who's got the goal for tonight. Players coming in.
Entering the match, number 88, Hector Portillo.
Number 88, Hector Portillo.
Exiting for Milwaukee Torrent. Number 17.
Looks like Bobadilla now is going to make a shift and go more in the midfield. So rather than starting the game at outside back, ends up in the center of midfield. Jalen Rodriguez under Barclay. Barclay has to play it out of bounds. Got to respect the speed of Jalen Rodriguez. Definitely a pacey player. Just put Redmond's up top. That shift with Perea. Perea coming off. Puts Redmond's up top of the point. Stoyanovsky now sits underneath on this free kick. Vector with long throw in. Winds up. Big target to the back post. Groenewald has something to say there for sure. And the header chance by look like O'Riordan maybe. Not O'Riordan, sorry. Falls the hands of Ray. Portillo not able to keep that one in. Missed chance in there too. Looks like Groenewald put 2 hands into the defender of Milwaukee Torrent's player. Pepe Martinez dancing on the ball here. Fights through Bobadilla. Fights through Ruggles. Gets called for a tick foul. Ruggles hits it in the back of Martinez. Referee's had nothing to do about it. Sutton on the ball. Sutton to Martinez. Martinez to O'Riordan now. Ball switched to the point of attack. Postal weight on it. GRFC find a little bit more rhythm, a little bit more keeping in possession as Martinez sits in that gap nicely in the feet of Bowie. Bowie does have some laces. He can strike it fairly well. Sutton gets clipped by Stoyanovsky. It's going to be a free kick, dangerous free kick here. About 28 yards directly in the middle of the goal. Now looks like Barclay's complaining about that 2-hand shove in the chest from Groenwald. Just like that, Groenwald goes straight up into the mixer again. O'Riordan to take this one. Wasn't shy from striking from distance earlier, but look for Groenwald at the back post. He does chip it into the back post, finds it over the head. Barclays wins it. Ruggles wins that one, and we're out the other way. Portillo with it on his feet. Portillo, the new substitution in here. Long crossfield ball. Looks like number 2, Mayberry, is the one on the far side that checked back in for Milwaukee Torrent as well on that right flank. Good first touch by Martins into Beak. Ruggles, good spin away from danger. Jumps out of the second challenge there as well from Martinez. Ruggles starting to get a little more frustrated. Back heel chance by Groenwald. Groenwald not short of the flare. Long ball played over the top. It's going to be a 50-50 chance in here. Not able to find it. Good speed in there. Not able to keep it moving in the right direction. Looks like right there is going to be the mandatory water break in the second half in the 75th minute. Referee's going to take a break here real quick, and so allow him to step away for a few seconds, grab a quick drink. We'll be right back. Matchup featuring the Milwaukee Torrent and GRFC. Torrent trail 2-1 here in what's still about 90 degrees of sun. Mandatory water break's over. Just like that, we're back at it. Might have been a change coming up here for GRFC. Looks like maybe Pepe Martinez Bertrand is going to come off the field. And there's the sub. Yep, it is going to be Pepe Martinez Bertrand going to come off the field. Pepe Martinez Bertrand, the center midfielder, coming off, and now it's going to see Alex Mendez come onto the field. Alex Mendez, number 77. Applies his collegiate soccer at Aquinas, which is actually just down the road. It's closer than Calvin. So nice to see local products getting chances to play at this level, just like that. Plays him back in. Mendez on the touch early. Barclay picks it off. Mendez tumbles. Overhit pass there by Barclays, intended for Portillo. Ball's going to jump out of bounds. Groenwald's going to ask for it from the ball boy. And it's going to be a throw in to restart. Into the feet of Mendez. Mendez, a very technical player in his time here for sure. There's Sutton. Sutton through to Bowie. Bowie, great running behind. Overhit the pass for Whalen. But it looks like Rodriguez able to keep it on the far side as he's closed down by the Torrent player. Post away now into Sutton. Sutton puts his head down. Thought about it for a second. Brings it back away from pressure. Post away finding some touches here. O'Riordan now. Davenport University. Touch off Rodriguez. Looks like it's off. Going to be off a beak for a corner kick for GRFC. Kenroy Howell took all these ones earlier with his left foot. Now it looks like it's his Mendez's responsibility. So he jogs over to the corner. Barclays wins it. Bowie clips him. It's going to be a free kick for the Torrent inside the box. Bowie just calmly ties his shoe there as the ball bounces over top. So Whalen putting together a good shift up top. 78 minutes or so far. As Mendez presses through. Physique is way high off his line. Jumps out of that little challenge by Raymonds. But Raymonds is the one that slid forward after that substitution. Ruggles technically a gifted player for sure. There's a couple players in this Milwaukee Torrent team that apply their trade in the wintertime in arena soccer and indoor soccer, and that generally gets to be a lot of technicality behind how you play. Bowie into Mendez. Mendez Barclay. Mendez takes a touch, falls down, no call. Hands open palm to the referee. Postwall wins this one. Able to switch it back through Groenwald now. Groenwald picks his head up. Left-footed, big ball over the top. Finds Jalen Rodriguez on that far side. Rodriguez, little touch flick in. Gets himself into the box. Can't find his feet. Referee has nothing to do about it again. Ball's going to go over for a corner kick. Couple chances you see where referee is just letting play go tonight. Jalen Rodriguez gets clipped there. Kenroy Howell earlier. There's a lot of stuff. Jalen Rodriguez actually twice tonight so far, and Kenroy Howell earlier. Big in-swinger. Ray tried to come through it and didn't do anything. Postal Waite's the one that's going to find it now. Going to play all the way back across to O'Riordan. O'Riordan turns it up the field. Not a speedy player. Got picked right there. Good recovery by Mendez. Mendez wins that tackle. Crowd applauds that. Love the work ethic behind it. It's a tick foul on O'Riordan. O'Riordan decides just to try to eat it a little bit. There's a lot of little niggling challenges after the play here. GRFC just get back into shape. Let him sit back a little bit more. Mendez not one to shy away from physical contact. So look for that to be a spark plug in a little firestorm maybe. Long ball played up at the top looking for Raymond. Groenwald wins it. Portillo just watches it go out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in here. It's going to be another change here. Never mind. Correction, not going to be a change now. Will be a change later. As the Torrent have a player in. Reardon probably wants that one back because he could have taken that down off the chest. Postway puts himself in front of that one. Bowie back doing the dirty work. In a three front runner system. Those forwards got to go 18 to 18, and Bowie just defended inside his own 18. Stoyanovsky picked off the ball behind Sutton. Sutton thought it was a foul, but Stoyanovsky comes the other way. Long range shot. Hits off Vanderlaan. Looking for Portillo. Groenwald just leans into Portillo and takes him off the ball pretty easily. There's definitely a size mismatch there for sure. For 23, Trevor Johnson's that left back right now for the Torrent, one of the subs that we missed earlier. Looks like Stoyanovsky's day is over. And De Silva's checking in, number 11. Soinowski, work ethic up top in that 2 front runner system, and then drop back in almost a little bit into the midfield as like an attacking center midfielder. But De Silva probably brought on here with fresh energy and fresh legs as we're about 8 minutes left in regulation here. From Houseman Field, GRFC still lead Milwaukee Torrent by a score of 2-1. Fizika sort of balks at that one. The next substitution for GRFC is on the field as well. Over there by the 4th official. O'Riordan, big ball played up at the top, looking for Whalen, his fellow countryman. Whalen able to keep it in. Dances in here. Whalen just lines up for this one. Ray's not able to keep it, but they does keep the ball in front of him. Looks like Ruggles just throws Rodriguez out of the way. Something to watch here in the next 8 or so minutes of regulation. That's how dicey this gets. Look for Whalen to probably be the one to come off the field here a little bit. Whalen, big, tall, center forward and a striker. So is Scott Doney, and it looks like Doney's the one talking to the 4th official right now. He's the one that's going to check in. Header won by Victor. Mendez just gives a little bit of a tug on Beek, who's now higher into the midfield. That was a part of that tactical change as well. Ruggles wants to play quick. Referee's calling for the substitution. Substitution is going to be Matt Whalen. Matt Whalen's going to check out of the game. Hard work, I think, done by him today. The first goal of the night fell to his head. So definitely a difference maker in here as he walks off the field. And Scott Doney, New Zealand, fellow New Zealand player, played collegiately at 3 schools, most recently at Midwestern State, where he's a Division I All-American. Barclay whips that ball into the back post. Beek's up there now. Beek finds it. Couldn't turn on it at all. Good physical play in there, as Doney had to come back in and track right away. It's always tough to come in and come right into a game and have defensive responsibilities. Looks like this hot weather is starting to take its toll. The GFC players on the ground getting stretched out. That's Dara O'Riordan. Fizikas going to get the playing ball boy again. I'm guessing there's going to be a few more minutes of stoppage time in this half than there was in the first, as GFC is taking every opportunity to sort of milk this clock as much as possible. That's Fizikas now in some shade. Doney bodies up with Beek. Beek wins the header, but Doney able to force him to play it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in near midfield for GRFC. So now the center midfield for the Milwaukee Torrent, Bobadilla and Beek. Mendez fighting in there with Ruggles again. Looks like Martin's at right back. Good tackle in there, what I think was Sutton on that far side. Able to play it off the Torrent attacker. It's going to be a GRFC throw-in. Vector jogs over to take this one. Near the patio furniture on that far side. Vector long throw in. Doney, the target, and Mendez not able to keep it. Doney recovers back with Bobadilla. Bobadilla into Martins. Martins to Barclay, and Barclay just smashes it up. O'Riordan takes it down. This is Bowie afterwards to the referees talking, hey, hey, hey. Mendez trying to find it, not able to keep it. Physical game going on here at Houseman Field, just like almost every NPSL matchup is. We can say physical in most of them because most teams can win on any given day. Ball's played to Portilla. Portilla takes it off his chest and looks to play it in to De Silva. And Diego Bobadilla, that Holland product, definitely getting a work rate today and a shift in all over the field, from defender to midfielder to center midfielder, from forward to backwards, 18 to 18, 6 to 6. Definitely wants to come in here and prove something to the people around here. De Silva brings it down to O'Riordan, gets that flick in, finds the foot of Bobadilla. Bobadilla to Mendez. Mendez and Rodriguez just not on the same page. Not sure what happened to Ray, but Ray just ended up on his face in his own 18, grabbing his own ankle. This is Beek. Beek to the far side. 1v1 against Postal Weight. Brings it into his left foot. Stands the ground. Able to keep it. Mendez misses his touch. Finds the feet of Bobadilla again, though. Portillo to the far side. Portillo flips it in. Vector wins that header. Bowie now in the left flank recovering. Nutmegs on the far side. And then Bowie's absolutely taken down there by the Torrent attacker. And I think that was Beek over there on that far side. Bowie nutmegs him, runs past him. Referee just sort of has a little chat with Beek as he walks by. Remember, the only player so far on the card tonight is Diego Bobadilla, number 13 for the Milwaukee Torrent. The Holland, Michigan product. The only one on that leg tackle on Vector earlier. 88th minute here. Just under 3 minutes of regulation time left. GRFC still lead 2-1 over the Milwaukee Torrent. Doney goes up for the ball, gets undercut by Barclay. It's a long fall for when you're 6'5". Rehash their standings in the Great Lakes Conference of the NPSL. Milwaukee Torrent sitting in 5th place. They've played 5 games so far. They've won 1, lost 1, and tied 3. And then GRFC, 2. They've won 1 and drawn 1. The only draw is against the Milwaukee Torrent. Yellow card issued over there to somebody. Maybe Mendez for GRFC. We're just taking too long. That's my guess. So what happens here if the standings stay just like this? AFC Ann Arbor at the top of the points game. 4 games, 3 wins, and a draw on their schedule. 10 points total. GRFC, this will put them to 7 points after 3 games. Right on par to be right along with AFC Ann Arbor. But AFC Ann Arbor taking the lead right away. Goal differential stuff might have changed a little bit. Mendez whips the ball in. So Bowie wins that. Looks like Martins fails at that to go outside. Yeah, goal differential is always a positivity. AFC Ann Arbor sitting on 11 positive goal differential. GRFC right now sitting on sitting on 5. However, big change today. Detroit City FC taking on FC Indiana in Detroit. And Detroit City FC absolutely blowing their doors off by a score of 11-0. Sort of an unheard of sort of score in soccer. And a little bit ridiculous sometimes. Long throw by Vector. Vector in the top looking for Doney. Finds the head of Mendez on the back post as Mendez shrugged off Portillo. And Mendez not able to do anything with it except head it wide. And there you hear from the stadium PA announcer here. 5 minutes of added time, so we're in the last minute of regulation. So 5 minutes added on past that. As Martin's not able to keep the ball. Rodriguez gets it. Vector long throw again. Rodriguez up there. Doney up there. Foul called on Scott Doney on Captain Ruggles. Drew Ruggles, that captain of the Milwaukee Torrent. Groenwald wins that header with De Silva. Vector tries to win this one. Isn't able to. Gets undercut. Once again, the restart's coming very slow, and we are into stoppage time. Referee keeps the time on the clock, time on his watch on his wrist. Vanderlons will take this free kick now. Just sort of hits the ball forward. Over the head of Mendez. Sutton. But Sutton's does find Mendez over here. Not a free kick, just a throw in. Groenwald came up to take it. Bowie waves him back. Smart decision, up 2-1 right now. Sit back with as many defenders as possible. Bowie, the long throw as well. over the head of everybody, even Scott Doney. Ray looked to restart quickly. Rodriguez came back, sort of put a nix on that. Right. So Ray smashes it forward again, this time a little bit higher than forward. Gronwald to Silva. Gronwald wins that header. Into Sutton. Bowie not able to get this one. Jumps out of that challenge wisely with Johnson. Beak up there. This is De Silva. We haven't really seen De Silva run into anybody yet. Ball played in. Postlethwaite recovers again. Great defensive recovery again from Caleb Postlethwaite. Local product over here from Forest Hills. Played his college ball at Butler. Here it is, Scott Doney in now. Scott Doney trying to fight through Barclays. That's what he's supposed to do up there. Just hold the ball as much as possible. Back heels Barclays. Sort of throws Barclays out of the way. Referee doesn't call anything, which is fairly consistent what he's doing. A little flick by Mendez. Goes past the post of the near post there from Ray. Goes out. Looks like a foul on Scott Doney on that far side of the field. Referee says nothing about it. It looks like our last field player substitution for GRFC is going to come here in stoppage time. And it looks like longtime stalwart and captain Tony Deacon is checking into the game. Deacon comes in for O'Riordan. O'Riordan put in a great shift. Referee had to call that back real quick. So this is just a defensive change here at the last little bit. So O'Riordan, that defensive center mid, coming out. Deacon, the center back, or traditional center back, going to go sit in there and play like a third center back as well, just to sort of withstand this last few minutes of pressure from the Torrent, as they just want to thump the ball forward as much as possible. That's Paris Martins on that far side. Rodriguez with speed to burn, recovers, and Rodriguez gets a toe poke in and wins the challenge. Martin sort of falls down, hoping for a foul. Doesn't happen. And Rodriguez definitely fast enough to get himself through anything. Ball's played in. Good ball played by Mendez into Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Barclays. Barclays just goes through, wins it. Absolutely cleans out Rodriguez in the process. But looking like a well-timed tackle there from Barclays. It's going to be a throw-in deep in the offensive third. And just like that, referees seen enough for tonight. As Rodriguez squares up on him right now. It's one of those things to look at here. Referee still has control of the game no matter what happens. It looks like Barclays over there and Rodriguez squaring up. Ruggles gets in between it. Some GRFC players on the bench come out there to separate him as well. No reason to get a stupid decision here after the game is over. Referee's keeping an eagle eye on the situation. But just like that, that is full time. The players are going to shake hands. In an MPSL contest so far this season, GRFC 3 games down, 2 victories and a draw, puts them right into the second place of the MPSL Midwest Division. Great Lakes Midwest Division, one of those top to bottom things with AFC Ann Arbor leading the way, and that Kalamazoo and Detroit City and GRFC are the 3 tied back and forth, and they'll be the ones to look for in the future. And those games here at Hausman Field and those games on the road are super important for the GRFC team no matter what they do. On behalf of GRFC, my name is Justin Harden. Once again, your final score tonight from NPSL Soccer from Hausman Stadium. Milwaukee Torrent travel across the lake. Only score 1. GRFC stay home and score 2. So GRFC 2, Milwaukee Torrent 1. Have a good night, folks. Have a great Memorial Day. Enjoy the sunshine. Hang out with family and friends. But most importantly, know why we're doing this stuff and know why we celebrate the holiday. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks. We will see you again soon.